Here comes a new challenger!
King of Fighters 15 is shaping up to be probably SNK's best when it comes to a lot of their games of recent times. And that's not to say their games are bad. No. They're fantastic, even if they look pretty though some of them could use some rollback, I'm just saying. But hey, with that all being said, KOF 15 is a canonical game, which means, you know, it's important to the story, which means the roster will be affected by its story. However, in KOF 14, spoilers by the way, there was a character called Verse, and when he died, essentially a lot of things changed. Characters were brought back to life and other things like that, though then again, characters like Chris and Shermie, who should have been dead, showed up in KOF 13, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much. But still, because of Verse's death, there is definitely an opportunity for a lot of characters to return, essentially. Characters who haven't appeared in a canonical KOF game for years, let alone appear in a KOF game at all for years. That's why characters like Chizuru, who now have a purpose thanks to KOF 14, and characters like the most recently announced Yashiro is back. So definitely interesting. KOF 15 is definitely having some of those shatter your expectation moments, and of course we have a few teams already confirmed with Team Hero, Team Fatal Fury, you know, Teams 3 Secret Treasures, which was the one I was really hyped for. And yeah, so it seems like KOF 15 really does want to shatter your expectations. I guess it's just going to take a while before those expectations are actually, well, shattered. But in the meantime, I would like to say the characters that I would like, or rather the 3 teams I would like. Rather, if they're from characters that we already know or don't know, characters that have been dead but might actually return, or anything like that, I want to basically say my top 3 teams that I would like to see in the game. The first team is pretty much going to be a gag team. The second team is going to be of a franchise that isn't represented as fighters in King of Fighters. And the last one, well, is a bit of a special one. You're going to have to hear me out on that one. So, for the first team, we have Team Kyo, comprised of K-Dash, Kyo 1 with Kyo 2 assists, and Shingo. Alright, I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. All those characters have some relation to, well, the titular character, Kyo. And I think it'd be funny to have a team of essentially Kyos joined together, and I think it'd be great to have like Kyo 1 and Kyo 2 return, though Kyo 2 could be an assist or vice versa, and Shingo could just be, you know, Shingo, and K-Dash as well. It's like, man, I just don't want to be compared to this guy. I'm not even him. You just put some DNA in me. What's going on? You know, so I mean, but K-Dash is basically a Kyo clone, let's face it. But even though he's not, he is. So, you know, I think it'd be funny. We already know K-Dash is coming into the game, and I know for a lot of people it seems ridiculous, like, why Kyo 1 and Kyo 2? But, like, you know, they're just Kyo clones, aren't they? But still, I find the idea of having these 2 characters, especially when they had their own slots in a roster, given their own unique personalities and play styles, and then having, like, you know, Kyo 2, for example, just be an assist call, essentially. Like, it's essentially a tag team, I think would be great. You know, maybe one of their supers is just an army of Kyo clones just beating on the opponent, because, like I said, thanks to Verse, characters have now come back to life, so potentially the Kyo clones have probably come back to life also. So I think it'd be interesting. And then you have Shingo, and I know that it seems ridiculous considering the Kyo clones are villains and K-Dash and Shingo aren't, but I think it'd be hilarious. I mean, that's just me. It's, you know, it's a jokey team, but it is what it is. You know, that's what I want, right? It's my list. I'm gonna say what I want. Hey, Post-Sab here, just saying that yes, I understand that if there was a Kyo team, it'd be Kyo 1, 2, and Kusanagi. I just wanted to make a joke, okay? Don't get me in the comments, alright? If they want to shatter my expectations, it best be the humorous thing possible. Alright, I don't care if it's non-canon, it wouldn't work in the canon, I don't care, I just wanted to make it funny. For this next team, it's Team Metal Slug. I've been very blatant in wanting this team in a KOF game for quite a long time at this point. I hope that the team is mainly comprised of Marco, Fio, and Mars people, as all three of them have appeared in previous SNK fighting games, but never once in an actual King of Fighters game, unless you really want to count Fio in one of the 3D KOF games, but I don't even think that one's canon, and I just want to see them looking nice and modern. You know, I just want to see how great they would look in this engine, and I think it'd be great to have them show up, especially since in KOF 13 we know that they're there because they have cameos in that stage. So again, I think it'd just be interesting to have a Team Metal Slug. They all have playstyles already made for them, so I don't see why it would be too hard to basically include them in the roster, other than just, you know, having to start from scratch. Like, they already have an idea, it's just about making that idea into reality, right? And finally, for number 1, I want Team Students, or whatever it'd be called. Post SabdierZ saying that the team name would probably be the Three Brothers of Godly Battle, as that's basically what they were called when training under Tung Fu Ru. But hear me on this. So like I said, the whole verse thing, you remember verse, right? Basically, characters brought back to life, right? Okay, so hear me out. In KOF 14, you had a team of Tung Fu Ru, Shune, and Mitenkun, and in their ending, you see Tung Fu Ru basically looking back on his past students, like Terry, Andy, one of the Jin brothers, and then you see Chang, Geese, and Jeff, but you don't see Jeff's face, even though we already know how Jeff looks like. It's very interesting, and what's even more interesting is that Jeff is wearing clothes that he normally hasn't been shown wearing at all. It's very strange. Like, why would you not show Jeff's face? It was all interesting to me, at the very least, and it gave me an idea. What if we had a team of Jeff, Chang, and Geese, the original 3 students of Tung Fu Ru? I think it'd be very interesting to see what those 3 would interact like, because as far as I'm aware, Verse brings people back to life, but they might not have the same exact memories or something like that. I don't remember, my memory's a bit hazy on that part, but when it comes to this possibility that Jeff, Chang, and Geese could work together, obviously it'd have to be under the circumstance of the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal, but I'd definitely be interested to see Jeff actually be playable in a SNK game, because as far as I'm aware, he's never been playable, and because of Verse, now there's this opportunity to have Jeff, Chang, and Geese all on the same team, because after all, they're the original 3 students. And I think it'd be interesting to see Chang again, because I believe he himself has never even been in a KOF game. Probably made cameos, but as far as I'm aware, he's never been playable. Geese has, of course, and like I said, Jeff's never been playable at all. So I definitely think that having this team would be very interesting on SNK's part. I know it seems crazy, but I feel like it's one of those shatter your expectation moments. And well, because of KOF 14, it's more than likely that Geese at least will return. So having this possibility of Chang and Jeff alongside him would definitely make things interesting. Like I said, it'd have to be one of those the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal, because there's no way Jeff would ever work with Geese unless something more important needed to be done. I'd definitely be interested to see what would happen if Jeff actually does return. There is definitely that possibility, and so if that happens, that will shatter all my expectations, because I predicted Team Sacred Treasures, though it seemed a lot of people did, apparently. I mean, I don't know, what am I supposed to do about that, you know what I mean? But, you know, I think this one's like my biggest prediction yet. I think it'd be very interesting if this happened, all right? But with that, those are my teams, those are my predictions, those are my wish list, whatever you want to call it. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please take care of yourselves. Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.